What is up, guys? Welcome back to the anime channel. Today will be a very special review of the prequel to Grand Order, another series part of the Fate franchise. Now, if you guys been on my channel since the very beginning, you guys know I'm a huge fan of the Fate Zero franchise. One of my favorite animes ever is Fate Zero. It is till this day, man. I watched it when it first came out. Till this day, it's definitely in my top 10. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. Not as good as Fate Zero. It had its flaws. But again, man, I still loved it. It was still one of my favorites. Now, we have this new series. Fate Grand Order. I don't know what's coming up. I just check on Crunchyroll. Whatever looks good on whatever's added, I click on it. I clicked on this. It said Fate. I had to. I watched it and I'm fucking confused. I'm as confused as Zorro. I really am, man. They're playing with time right here, man. There's different timelines. I don't know which one they were referencing. It was pretty fucking crazy. I kind of got a few things. I like where it's going. I like that there's 7 singularities that are affected and they gotta go to each one of them. I'm assuming each one of those will be a specific type of servant. Hopefully we're going to see some familiar faces. That's what I'm expecting. Since we're going back in time, I'm expecting to see Gilgamesh. We have to see Gilgamesh. If we do not see Gilgamesh, that's a big FU to the fan base. I'm just saying. I hope, man. I'm just assuming we're going to see servants that we've seen before in previous Fate series. So, I'm not going to get my hopes up that we're going to see Kirige again. But if we do, man, if we fucking do already, I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan of this new series. Fingers crossed. Pray to God. Hopefully we get to see some very familiar faces in the near future once this series premieres. So for the prequel, man, the prequel is pretty fucking good. It started off pretty boring, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna just get the negatives out the way first because I love the Fate franchise, man. I really do. If this first episode would have been total shit, I will still be watching this because I have faith. I trust in the Fate franchise. They've never let me down before, except with, the original Fate Stay Unlimited Blade Works. But beyond that, man, beyond that, they have not failed me yet. So, it started off pretty fucking cliche, man. It started off with our main character. His name is Fujimaru Ritsuke. This fool is laying on the fucking floor, passed out. Now, let me tell you something, man. If I did that, I'd be arrested. I would not have a cute pink-haired girl come across the fucking room and help me out. Alright? This guy is laying down on the floor. He meets this girl called Mash. Probably one of the worst names of a female ever. Mash? Look, if there's maybe this is foreshadowing to something. Maybe this is a reference to something in the near future. I have no idea. Maybe. But right now, man, that name is horrible. Her name is Mash. So, they hook up. She tells him pretty much everything's going on. This is when things are super fucking boring because for the next, 30, 20 minutes, it was pure info drop, man. It was all info. It was just talking. They do this all the time with the Fate franchise. There's always a 1-hour prequel and there's usually a 1-hour epilogue. This is how it usually works out. I remember in Fate Zero, there was a lot of philosophies being thrown out as the plot was being described. In this, they just pretty much drop it all on us. Like, they didn't think of a creative way to tell us all these things. So it did get kind of boring for me, honestly, but it got the job done. I understood what was going on. They're trying to protect the human race because in the timeline they're in right now, man, human race is pretty much diminished. It doesn't exist. Their group is the only people alive so far. They're not fighting against servants. They're fighting against history right now. And that instantly hooked me, man. I'm really intrigued in that specific topic right there. Pretty much, we got the kind of cliche thing that goes on with the MC. He falls asleep in class. He gets kicked out. No one really knows that he is the one that could pretty much change everything. So, he gets pretty much forgotten by the other characters. So he's going on his own thing. He goes back. He meets this nurse. I don't think he's going to play an important role. I did think he might be a master once the series starts. But at this point, man, I'm not really sure if that's what's going to happen. They become friends. And you know what? Something happened. Woo! Something fucking happens. It's obviously Professor Left. He caused this malfunction that caused the whole room to fucking explode. It gets spread in fire, man. Everyone fucking pretty much dies. And that's when our MC goes and tries saving Mosh, the female. And yeah, he ignores everybody. He's literally walking past everyone's capsule and goes straight to the girl. You know, I would have done the same thing, you know. If there's a chance I could get laid from that, I'll take that fucking chance. He does it. They're about to die. He couldn't do shit. He's too weak to fucking pick up the 20-ton rock. You know, I don't blame the guy. And speaking of the guy, man, look, this MC, he's cliche. He's wimpy. He's, you know, he's a bad MC, but I could kind of feel for the guy because just like him, he's confused. You know, just like me. I don't know what the fuck's going on. He just got here. He doesn't know shit about anything. At least in Mia, and getting a new little bit of something. So if he would have known anything about what's going on, I would be trashing this food. But he doesn't really know what's going on, man. He's as lost as me in this series right now. So I could relate to the guy. So he's lost. He doesn't know what's going on. He tries his best. You know, he's trying his best. He doesn't know any magic. He's trying his best. I could give him that. So I'm not gonna ridicule the guy. All right, I'm not. I usually do because his character does suck, but I'm not gonna yet. I'm pretty sure he's gonna evolve. He's gonna develop, and you know it'll be all good by that time. So he tries his best. He fails. Just when they're about to die, I guess the whole time travel thing. They call it the rival shift. I forgot the fucking names, guys, but I know one thing. They went back in time, just in time, and they're in this different timeline of 2004 Fujiyuku. I think that's the name of the city. They get transported there with Olga Mary, the commander. So they're there. I got super fucking lost in this part of the prequel. Things got very confusing because they were mentioning a lot of things that I really don't know which timeline it actually references. Okay, look, when I first watched Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, that's when I first started reviewing the Fate franchise. I never reviewed Fate Zero, but I do love it. But people were telling me in the comment section below that there's so many different timelines that I gotta see other things. So I gotta see the games, I gotta play the games, I gotta read the manga, the light novels, I gotta do all these other things. I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's too much shit to do. I got things to do. So I just strictly watched the anime. So when they were referencing that Saber, she became possessed. She became evil, you know. And speaking of, you know, Saber, you know, she still looks fucking fine. Evil. You know, I give her that shit, man. It's good seeing Saber in her typical blue and silver attire, but seeing her surrounded in purple aura with fucking red eyes, pretty fucking hot. I like that. So when they were explaining that this Saber has been possessed, she defeated all these other servants, so now she controls them. I thought it was gonna be reference to the other Fate series. So I thought that was the Archer that was portrayed in this series. I thought it was gonna be the Archer from Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. When I first saw Caster, who I thought was Lancer, and he even referenced he'd rather be Lancer when he gets resurrected again. So was that fucking Lancer? If so, if that was Lancer, which Lancer was he? Because from what I was told, the Lancer from Fate Zero and the Lancer from Unlimited Blade Works are different Lancers, even though they acted the exact same way. So is this a third Lancer, or he's a Lancer from one of those two previous series? That's where I got lost. I understood the plot. I did. I'm just confused who's who right now, because I don't know, since this is playing with time, since they're going back in time, I'm assuming they're gonna use the previous servants. That's what I'm assuming. So I don't know if we already seen Lancer from Phase Zero. I don't know if that the Lancer, because Lancer right now that I'm talking about is Caster in this series. All right, I don't want to confuse you guys. So the real Lancer from this series is that girl. That girl, I thought, would have been the servant to Shinji from Unlimited Blade Works. You know who Shinji is, the perverted fucker who tried raping Rin. How dare you fucking touch Rin, you piece of fucking shit. Rin is a goddess. Do not fucking touch her. I'm glad that Lancer pretty much ripped his head off. He turned to stone first and ripped his head off. And I'm assuming that's gonna be Medusa. She turned people to stone. She had snakes for hair. You know, it's fucking Medusa. So I'm pretty sure that was Shinji, who she was touching and pretty much demonstrating that she could turn people to stone, and then he ripped his head off. I'm assuming that's Shinji. So I'm assuming that place they're in right now is the place from Unlimited Blade Works, but it's a different timeline. So in which, you know, Saber wasn't really able to succeed. Instead, she failed. Instead, maybe Gilgamesh succeeded, and this is the chaos that happened after. So if that's the case, bravo! I like that. I like the route they're taking in this different series, man. I'm really pretty hyped about this. If this is all true, so I'm pretty stoked. If you couldn't tell. So back with Caster for this series. If that is Lancer, man, I need to know that ASAP because I'm a huge fan of Lancer. Lancer, Archer, and Saber are probably my 3 favorites throughout the whole franchise. So hopefully that is the Lancer from Fate Zero, because I still remember how he got fucking dead, man. He did not deserve to die like that. It was fucking cruel. So hopefully he gets some more screen time and some more action. I really love that character, and man, hopefully he does not die that same way and he redeems himself a little bit. Mash. Turns out she is a demi-servant. Now, I don't know if this has ever been foreshadowed, because I think this is the first demi-servant we've ever seen in this series so far, in the whole franchise. I don't know if that's true or not. I remember there's a servant that had a servant. That was the first thing that ever happened for that. Now, this might be a new thing that's going on. I did not know they could do that. If I'm wrong, please tell me down below, because I believe this is the first time we've seen a demi-servant so far. So she's a demi-servant. She is the servant to the MC, Fujimaru Ritsuke. He's confused. You know, I'm confused too. So he's like, what? I'm a master? What the fuck does that mean? It's all new to him, man. She pretty much protects him throughout the whole way. They meet up with Olga Mary, the commander, and that's when they meet Lancer, who is possessed and pretty much Saber's controlling. They start attacking them. That's when Caster shows up. He, for some reason, helps them. Now, the whole helping process, I'm pretty confused about that. That was never really explained thoroughly. He might not have been possessed by whatever Saber was possessed by. So, he was probably just trying to liberate everybody from this shit. So, that might be his cause. It was never really explained. But he tries helping them because they're too weak. They couldn't handle it. He pretty much defeats Lancer easily, destroys Medusa. From what Caster tells us, he already defeated 2 of the other servants. So the only ones that are alive is Saber and Archer at this point. He did mention Berserker, but he says as long as you don't talk to him, he won't do anything. So we never really get to see Berserker, unless that is Lord Jeff's servant. We don't know about that. I'm pretty sure Lord Zeph has a servant. So he tells them what's going on. They go, alright, that's what's going on. So they go. Caster stays behind. He's gonna go fight Archer, while the demi-servant Mash and Fujimaru Ritsuke go over there and fight Saber. They couldn't really do much. They had to wait till Caster defeated Archer, which, by the way, was the best fight of this episode so far. There was a few fights in this episode. So the first fight between Caster and Lancer was the animation was fucking good. We all know the animation to any Fate franchise is fucking god tier. It's fucking glorious. Like, you cannot compete with the animation they bring out. We know that. We don't gotta repeat that all the time. So the animation to the Lancer and Caster fight was fucking phenomenal. But the choreography was kind of shitty. Usually when they got like a cool move set up, this move was just that he kind of fakes a move. He's about to attack Lancer, and then out of nowhere, Mash pops out, and that's what gives Caster a little time to set up an attack in the air, which burns her and pretty much defeats her, which was kind of lame, in my opinion. But the fight between Archer and Caster was pretty fucking good. I love that fight. That fight was fucking awesome. Caster wins. He defeats Archer quite easily. I thought that was the Archer. Well, you know which Archer we're talking about, Emiya. I don't know if that's the case. He looked completely different, so I was hoping it would be Emiya since it's involving time travel, but I have a feeling we will see the Archer that we all know and love, which is Emiya. So hopefully that is the case also in the future of this series. Caster goes over there. He helps defeat Saber. They accomplish their mission. They feel like they succeeded. They feel like they changed history. Everyone's celebrating. But little do we know, that's only the beginning, man. This was supposed to end the Holy Grail War, but I guess there's another one coming up. That's when Lord Zeph, I keep calling him Lord Zeph, I don't know if that's his name. Zeph? I'm pretty sure it's Professor Jeff. Alright, let's stick with that. Professor Jeff. He reveals to everybody, haha! I am the villain. You thought it was me, Gilgamesh, but it was I, Professor Jeff. So, I kind of saw that shit coming, honestly. I did. They said he died. How would he die, man? He was introduced. He was the third person introduced in the very beginning. I doubt he would die that fast. He is the enemy. He wants to wipe out all of humanity. Pretty cliche objective right there, man. Honestly. So yeah. He gets Olga Mary. He kills her. I don't think she's dead. Like for real. She might be used the same way that I forgot her name, but the white-haired girl from Fate Zero, Kirig's fiance, you know who I'm talking about, the Holy Grail herself. I think she's being used as that since they both have white hair. They both merged with the fucking Cadelia, aka the Holy Grail. I'm assuming it's gonna be, she's used as that purpose right now. So she's still alive, but only her conscious right now. She gets sucked into the Cadelia, they combine, and just before the whole world's gonna fucking like get destroyed, because the whole timeline was rescued, so it doesn't exist no more. So it's about to get destroyed. It's all getting like, it's all crumbling down. They're about to die, and then that's when RMC wakes up, and they're all good. They're back to their original timeline. So he wakes up, he goes back to the original spot where the whole mess happened. He sees Mash there. They say some cute words to each other. They hug it out. They hugged for a while. Like, they hugged for a fucking while. And right there, man, behind them was Dr. Roman just going, okay. That was fucking hilarious. He interrupts them and pretty much tells them what's gonna happen next. Felt like a video game. It felt like a fucking video game. He literally tells them, are you ready to save the world? So, yeah. You could tell this is based off a visual game. So, that happens. They agree to it. Supposedly, there's 7 singularities that are affected right now in time. And it's up to them to go and fix those timelines to restore humanity again. And that's where we get our setup to the series, to the main series. Master, he says he's the Wicked Man. I heard of him. I heard of him. But for Lancer, who is Medusa, that was never mentioned. We all know who Saber was. We didn't need any introduction for that. Archer, who's Archer? Like, who was this Archer that we know? That we saw in this series. Who is that Archer? I have no idea. So, it was obviously fast-paced, but the action scenes were good. I kept up with it. It wasn't enough. It wasn't fast-paced enough that we got lost. I'm just lost due to the timelines right now. That's what kind of lost me, because I know there's so many different parallel universes to the Fate franchise. It's confusing on itself, but having a whole series based off timelines, that's even more confusing, but I like that. I like where it's going. I cannot fucking wait, man. I am excited. It's been a while since I've seen any Fate at all. The last thing I saw that was Fate related was Unlimited Blade Works. I don't watch the Fate Khalid shit. That's a turnoff. I don't like that. So, seeing this, man, I'm excited. The MC, like I said, man, pretty fucking cliche, but I could relate to him right now, because I'm fucking confused also. The Mash, other than me making fun of her name, she's a pretty good character, man. I thought, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but she looks very familiar to Ryder from Unlimited Blade Works, so I don't know if they're the same person. Who knows? Maybe not, because she's covering her eye. I remember Ryder was covering both her eyes, so maybe she becomes a demi-servant into a full-on servant. I'm just putting that out there. They look very similar, so let's see if that's true or not. But yeah, overall, man, I just felt like giving this, just giving you guys my thoughts on this series so far, because I love Fate. I always want to talk about Fate. Hopefully, this is the Fate series in which we see all our favorite characters in one. If we see Ryder from Fate Zero, man, I'm fucking losing it. I am. I'm gonna fangirl. I will. So, yeah. Fate Grand Order. Cannot wait. I feel like it will be a very grand series. Like I said, man, the animation is fucking glorious. I don't have to talk about that. Final thoughts. Cannot wait. You should not either. Watch this if you have not watched it yet. If you're any fan of Fate in general, man, if you like anything about Fate, check this prequel out first because it's 1 hour. I was actually pretty surprised it was 1 fucking hour long. I hate episodes that are 1 hour long, man. I really fucking do. 1 hour is way too fucking much. Tell me, are you gonna eat your favorite food for 1 hour straight? No! Oh man, I literally had to stop in the middle and then like continue on afterward because I totally like I said before, the beginning was fucking boring. So I stopped for a bit, then I watched the rest. I cannot take an hour, man. So yeah. Other than that, man, really good episode. Cannot wait for the next. See you next time, guys. Leave your comment down below. Leave me your thoughts. Sayonara.